What about you?
Would
So you're born in New York?
Yes, I am born and raised.
You love the apple? Big apple?
I love the Big Apple, yes. It is an amazing city. I'm sure you've been.
I've not been there.
You've not been?
How do you feel so? Is it abnormal that suppose a lot of Americans have not come to India?
That's true, you're absolutely right. A lot of Americans don't travel. No, but
I've read so much about America.
Yeah.
And seen so much America. I think it's a dynamic country. How is it to be single and to be in New York?
I think New York City is a space where many people are single. I think it's a space where, like, for opportunity for both male and female, both to succeed. And I think you have a good time there. So I think that's why a lot of people are single. I mean, we're financially stable there. We have great jobs. There's so many things to do there. There's so many amazing people that come from all over the world to New York.
I heard you love to travel. You lived in many countries.
Yes, I have.
So how is the experience different in different places?
I think that the experience, cultural experience, is very different, as we know. You travel a lot, or no, not really?
Not much.
No, with all this work, you don't get away.
Well, I have a lot of time. I've got young children.
Oh yeah,
make them travel at this age.
Do you think? I always said if I get married and have kids that I just strap them on my back and just go traveling through Africa or something. You don't think it's possible?
Absolutely, it's possible.
Yeah, I think you guys are missing out. I think you should travel.
But your husband may not agree, so.
True. So then I wouldn't marry someone who doesn't agree.
One of the preconditions.
Yeah, I might have to do that whole checking or giving an application and then seeing how he fills the application. Then we'll decide.
Really?
But yeah, maybe, you never know.
So it's so systematic even in marriage, huh?
Well, I think that you want to choose a partner you feel compatible with and that you enjoy the same things.
How do you feel, how can you know a partner is compatible? I've seen some of the greatest love stories just burst in 3 years or 3 months of marriage.
Really?
So I think life is a gamble, marriage is the ultimate one.
How many years are you married?
I am now married for 25.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Wow. But I mean...
And you know, when I met my wife...
That's a long time.
When I met my wife, she was worries invited forever. Now she's life which is love invited forever. So what do you think of the institution of marriage?
I am...
And when are you joining it?
Well, I'm accepting resumes.
Really?
No, you know what? I have a mixed feeling, to be absolutely honest. It's a very mixed feeling. I think that it is lovely in one hand, and then I think it is not so lovely in another hand. But then I've realized that it's about two people. I feel like signing a contract, because that's what it is, right? You have to sign your name on a paper at the end of the day. Some people have to have prenuptials. I feel like that marriage maybe back in the day was like a property thing, but now it should be more of the celebration of love. And you, 25 years, my God, God bless you and your wife and your beautiful children. But I do feel like that's a long time. But I think if you found the right person, then it's a wonderful thing.
So you've lived in so many countries, Copenhagen, Germany,
Australia, New Zealand,
What is
Singapore.
unique about each? There's something unique about each.
It's so different. Culturally, it's different. I mean, I would say India is the most different, most interesting, most diverse. What do they say? It's like a dichotomy here. Is that what, yeah, it's really it's intense, amazing. I mean, it has everything in one nation. But there is a difference in food, in the way people treat you, in the attitude of the people, in the clothing, in the music.
Has all the cultural differences.
It's all the cultural differences.
Where do you think the food is the best?
I like North Indian food a lot. I've loved it for a long time. Also, my mom used to cook. She learned how to cook. So I remember as a child we had a lot of yummy food that coming to India, I was like, oh wow, I remember as a child I had this, or I remember as a child I didn't like this.
So how was it working for Rockstar?
A very interesting journey, I would say. An interesting life journey.
So educating
in many ways. Some intense, wonderful experiences. A lot of knowledge, it's just so much in one. I think it was, I have to say, the best year of my life and the worst year of my life. It's a combination.
Why worst?
I think because I was alone. You know, I was a little crazy to say, hey, let me just go to this country that I don't know anything about, and I have no family, no friends, nobody, and try something.
So how did you meet Imtiaz Ali?
He found me on, actually I think they saw my Kingfisher picture, and then they started writing me, and I was living in Copenhagen, and he had went to Prague, which is where my mom is from, Czech Republic, and so he said he would like to meet me, so I said okay, fine. I just made sure that he's legit. I didn't want to think he's some psycho killer or something. So I went and I met him and he told me a story and we got along very well. And he said, why don't you come to India and give it a shot? And me, I'm a little bit, you know, all about traveling and seeing the world. So I said, hey, you know, I've never been to India and many people have asked me to come for so long. Let me just go. Now it's an interesting idea. So I went and here I am now with you.
How is Rockstar and how has fame changed? You find it difficult though?
I find it difficult.
Why?
Yeah. I think fame is, can you say it's the byproduct of this profession? I'm not really so excited about it.
No, how do you feel when you recognize on the road?
I
you
feel
think
weird.
Your privacy?
Well, now I'm used to it, not fully, but I think in the beginning it was so awkward because it's a strange feeling when people know about you before you know about them. So I think you kind of get weirded out a little bit, but now I've realized to understand, like, the fans are the people who make you, you know, and they actually really love you. So now I'm building this love for them as well. So my perception is changing, but it has taken.
So you're adjusting to.
I'm adjusting. There's some things I'm not adjusting to, but I guess in time.
But you're essentially a very, very private person.
Yeah, I mean, no, not really. I'm okay with. I think that you just have to learn that you just maybe can't be so open with everyone. That's the unfortunate thing, because people then misconstrue things because they don't really know who you are. Like maybe now that we're getting a chance to know each other, we can have another type of conversation where then you can say, okay, I feel her personality, I'm in her presence, I understand how she is, she has good energy, she doesn't mean it this way. But I think when you're in the public and people don't really know who you are, there's a lot of judgment that gets passed. So you have to just be careful, I guess, what you say. Also now I realize that I'm a role model, you know. I mean, I've always been a good girl, so it's just a natural thing. But you want to be extra careful because there's young children that you're influencing. So, you know, your choices and what you say has to be careful. Should I ask you something?
Yeah,
I heard that you're a producer. Ah,
Well,
he's getting into films, I see.
No, not at all.
No.
I met Mr. Balki by accident, and I liked his movies, Chini Kam, and you know, my father was very friendly with a lot of stars, and when I was a child.
Okay.
And I just told Balki that you ever want to make a film. In a very good man, is chairman of Lentas, in one of India's largest ad agencies. So he gave me a call one day. He said, I'm making this movie. And I said, what's it on? He said, it's on English for English, on aspiration to learn English. Which I thought I found is, you know, now a lot of people have this aspiration, they must know English.
Yeah.
So I thought this is something which people will identify with. And that's why I made the movie.
And it's true, and it's not even just here, it's worldwide. Like, my mom was an immigrant, and I know how hard she struggled with learning English. And to this day, she still has an accent, and she still curses American English and says it's the hardest language.
Yeah, but that's why I thought it's a very good subject.
Very good.
It's somewhat beautifully. I mean, I really like the movie, not because I was one of the producers.
Wonderful.
But it's done, and women too, they just weep in the movie.
Yeah.
But do you think ever Bollywood will go to the size of Hollywood?
Well, I think that it's quite interesting to see how India is growing and changing and sort of becoming international space. You know, because the internet and other companies coming in, the style is changing. And I don't know, you would probably be better at saying what you've seen because you've lived here your whole life. And I've come at a time where I see a lot of different kind of movies. Like Rockstar wasn't a typical Bollywood film, and it was shown overseas, and many of my friends and family had gone to see it, and they absolutely loved it, and they were quite shocked because their idea of Bollywood was not what they had seen in Rockstar, so they were a little confused. But I said, you know, there's a change happening here, and which is great. I mean, I don't know how fast it will be to become similar to Hollywood, but I wouldn't want it to be similar to Hollywood because I wouldn't want to lose that Bollywood flavor and flair. I mean, I love it. I get so excited. What do you want to tell, like, the Indian investors? Should they be investing in Indian stocks, or should they look out?
Well, I've been always advising them to invest in India.
Right.
When people ask me why do you invest abroad, I say when the food at home is so good.
Yes.
Why eat outside?
I love that saying. That is wonderful.
So I mean, but you know, investors being investors, they will come when it is rising at great speed.
Right.
So, but I advise people, you must put some part of your wealth into Indian equity.
Right. Yeah. Now.
And very few listen. How do you deal with success and failure?
Oh gosh, I think I deal with it the same way, evenly. I think that failure is not really ever really a failure. It's just an experience for you to go through to learn to get better. I think that success is that gold star that they give you in school when you do something good, but you shouldn't hold on to it too tight. You should take it in, enjoy it for the moment, and let it go. Because there's so many, you should know. You probably had more, like a lot of success, I see, and I'm sure you had a lot of failure along the way.
No, I'm not afraid of failure, only I must learn from it.
Learn from it, right, correct.
The real cost of a failure is not to learn from it.
Exactly, and I think those are the wisest words that could be said.
Anyway, if you suddenly have $1 billion, what would you do with it?
It's true, it's true.
What would you do with $1 billion?
What would I do? I'd probably give it away to friends and family.
Include me also on the list.
Yes, I will.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, thank you.
A lot of crackers and a lot of gambling.
Yes, yes.